Are you struggling with feeling stuck in your life journey? Does it seem as if the challenges or conflicts that you keep experiencing are on repeat? Healing through feeling could be your new way through to a more satisfying life. Now, here is the host of the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide, Sharyn Nichols.
Welcome everyone to today's show. Today's show is all about love. And I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. And why is it so scary to say I love you? We'll get into that. First, I want to say welcome again. I am Sharyn Nichols, and I am a licensed therapist here in the state of California and life guide. I love when I start a conversation with clients or a friend and they have this sad look or pained look on their face. And after talking with me, mostly they do all of the talking, they walk out or we end the conversation with a smile. I can hear the lilt, the change in their voice. I help people untangle the mental knots that we create in our heads because of all the thoughts that we have that lead to our feelings that bring us to right here. So I would love to hear from you if this is something that resonates with you. And you can always join me in the chat if you're listening live. I would love to hear your thoughts and your comments. And then if you're tuning in, please, and also listening live, you can always reach me at Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Again, welcome thoughts, feelings, comments, and also if this resonates, if I can help you untangle any of your mental knots, please reach out. So I'm just going to take a breath. It has been such an incredible week for me. Last week's show was all about fear, and I had this incredible adrenaline rush just before the show. I was so afraid. It was like I am living each show that I am creating the week before, and then of course the day of. And this week, today's show, as I've already said, and you know, is about love. And so this whole week has been about love for me. And I had a big birthday on Saturday, and I can't begin. There aren't enough words actually to say how much love I felt from everyone, from in the room who were there in person, from all those who wished me happy birthday through text, through social media. I am so lucky and honored to be loved by so many. And I get to love everyone back, which is also so incredible. The gratitude, the love that I feel. I want to take this with me wherever I go. And guess what? I do. So anchoring love this week has just been an incredible journey. Each moment I choose love. Each moment I choose to love myself, which again, I'll get into a little bit more. So I want to start with an opening of the heart, a meditation. So if you will, receive a breath with me. And allow your eyes to close. And bringing yourself to a comfortable position, either sitting up or laying down if you can on your back. And then wiggle around a little to just get settled in. And then bring yourself to stillness. This meditation is all about helping you connect to your heart chakra. This chakra holds the center of love, empathy, and compassion. The heart chakra is represented by the color green. I wear a lot of green. Green represents love. Love, love, love. Love is the air and the breath, and it surrounds us and it sustains our life. The heart chakra connects the lower three chakras to the upper three chakras. It is the incredible bridge from the root to the crown. Again, honoring this bridge. So when it is fully open, it becomes a channel for universal compassion, our true selves. It is here in this space that we invite the infinite flow through us, allowing it to heal ourselves and others. Love is so powerful and can be so magical. The lesson of the heart is what we must fully love and accept about ourselves and others. We must fully accept ourselves before we can love and accept others. Receiving another breath, begin to let your body settle. Begin to notice your breath. Spread your collarbones wide, opening the space that holds your heart. And if it's comfortable for you, you can bring one hand to your heart and the other one on the top of your belly. Bringing yourself to the awareness, to the space that surrounds your heart. Notice this space as your breath rises and falls. As you inhale, feel your belly expand and fill your lungs with fresh air. As you exhale, feel your belly contract, emptying out, creating space for new awareness. Now imagine you're breathing in a large emerald green light in through your nostrils, down through your throat, and settling into your heart space. Allow it to bring you warmth, making your entire upper body feel toasty and cozy. As you breathe, allow this light and warmth to grow and expand. Only by opening our hearts can we allow love to come in. If you have felt pain, perhaps a broken heart, you've opened yourself up enough to expose yourself to vulnerability, know that that is one of the most courageous moves that you can make with your heart. By doing so, you extend your light onto those who need love. Take a moment and call to mind someone or multiple people whom you love. Bring their faces very clearly into your mind's eye. Now allow the love to radiate from your space out into that person or people. Now call to mind someone or multiple people who you have a tough relationship with. Bring their face very clearly into your mind's eye. Allow the love to radiate from your heart space out into this person or people. Now call to you yourself in your mind. Picture yourself right where you are in the room, in the space. Bring your face very clearly into your mind's eye. Using all of this love, compassion, and openness cultivated here in this space, wrap yourself up in this incredible emerald green light of love that's been emanating from you and around you. Love yourself. Send it out from this space back to the space that holds your heart. Receiving 3 breaths. And on the 3rd breath, exhale. Reminding yourself that as your belly contracts and empties, this green emerald light is always available to you. It is always in your heart and emanating from you. And when you are ready, allow your eyes to open. And be in this incredible light and love of self. You're listening to the Feel to Heal show with Sharyn Nichols. And when we come back from break, we're going to talk more about love. See you back here in a minute.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols Show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to the Feel to Heal show with Sharyn Nichols, and today's topic is love. And just before break, was talking a little bit about love, and we did an incredible heart-opening chakra meditation. So if you're just tuning in, please go back and listen, because I just have this incredible emerald green light that is just emanating throughout me, and I hope you're feeling it. And also, as on the breaks, for those of you who are who are listening and can't see me, I love to chair dance, and I chair dance through every break, and it just brings me joy and happiness. And that's actually one of the definitions of love. When love is a noun, love is also a verb. It can be both things. So just want to remind you that we must fully love ourselves before we can love anyone else, or anyone else can love us. So why is saying I love you so scary? It's so scary because we're so afraid of being judged, because we don't always love ourselves. And that's why it's so important to love ourselves first. I'm going to come back around to that. Love is one of the most wonderful feelings that we as human beings get to experience. You would think that we would want to do it so much more. You would think that we would just always come from the heart and always come from the place of love, except we get caught up in here, in our heads, in our minds, and we start creating all these different things that are just not serving us, which was what last week's topic was, which was about fear. And we always have a choice. I had so much fun. I had so much fun researching this topic. Sorry, I went away. I'm back. Because there's so much about love on the internet. First, I started with love songs, and someone in Canada found that went through all the titles, narrowed it down, and said that there was 1,187 song titles, just the titles, that have love in them. I thought that was probably too little, although I didn't go any further. I then have now just been singing love songs in my head all week. And of course, the biggest one, All You Need Is Love, the Beatles. That has been my mantra, because all you need is love. Love is everything. And I'm going to stop there and maybe come back around to it. So, according to Zeusk, there are 185 ways just to say I love you. So if I love you isn't enough, you can go online and you can come up with other ways, like you complete me. We know that famous line. Gary Chapman identified the 5 love languages. There's 3 attachment styles. There's a whole book on that. There are countless songs about love, not just in the title. There's a lot of songs that are all about love that's not even there. Last year, in 2020, the cartoon that is in the Sunday comics now, I think you can find it online because most papers aren't printing. And the love is, LOVE ... LOVEIS ... has been around for 50 years. It celebrated its birthday. And it would be something that it would be one of the first things that I would go to when I would read the Sunday paper. I would always read The Love Is. It was always such a great reminder after a long week that love is always a choice. Love is always there. Love always knows what to do. So let's talk a little bit about love in the concrete, in what goes on in our brains when we start to feel love. I researched a bunch of different studies. There's so many. And the one I like best is, according to a team of scientists led by Dr. Helen Fisher at Rutgers, romantic love can be broken down into 3 categories: lust, attraction, and attachment. And each one of them has a different set of hormones that get released from our brain. So let's talk about lust first. Lust is driven by the desire for sexual gratification. It's the evolutionary basis that stems from our need to reproduce. And it's a need shared among all living things. The hypothalamus of the brain plays a big role in this, stimulating the production of the sex hormones, testosterone and estrogen, from, of course, the testes and the ovaries. While these chemicals are often stereotyped as being male and female, both play a role in men and women. As it turns out, testosterone increases the libido in just about everybody. So it's really important that we focus in on both of them, both testosterone and estrogen, and especially us women. We need testosterone too. So attraction seems to be distinct, though closely related phenomenon. While we can certainly lust for someone we are attracted to, and vice versa, one can happen without the other, because attraction also involves the brain pathways that control the reward behavior, which explains why the first few weeks or months of a relationship can be so exhilarating and all-consuming. This is because of the dopamine. Dopamine, which is produced by the hypothalamus, is a particularly well-publicized player in the brain's reward pathway. It's released when we do things that feel good to us. So in this case, these things include spending time with loved ones and, of course, having sex. So high levels of dopamine and a related hormone, norepinephrine, are released during attraction. So these chemicals make us giddy and energetic and euphoric, even leading us to the decreased appetite and insomnia, which means you actually can be so in love that you don't sleep. In fact, norepinephrine, got it right this time, also known as noradrenaline, may sound familiar because it also plays a large role in the fight or flight response. Again, how closely related to fear, which kicks into high gear when we're stressed, and it keeps us alert. So finally, attraction seems to lead to a reduction in serotonin, a hormone that's known to be involved in mood and appetite. So interestingly, people who suffer from obsessive compulsive disorder also have low levels of serotonin, leading scientists to speculate, which I really like this, that this is what underlies the overpowering infatuation that characterizes the beginning stages of love. So attachment is the predominant factor in long-term relationships, while lust and attraction are pretty much exclusive to romantic entanglements. Attachment mediates friendships, parent-infant bonding, social cordiality, and many other intimacies as well. So the two primary hormones that you experience from attachment are oxytocin and vasopressin. Boy, oxytocin is often nicknamed the cuddle hormone for this reason. So like dopamine, oxytocin is produced by the hypothalamus and released in large quantities during sex, breastfeeding, and childbirth. So this may seem like a very strange assortment of activities, not all of which are necessarily, well, I disagree, enjoyable, but the common factor here is that all of these events are precursors to bonding. It also makes it pretty clear why having separate areas for attachment, lust, and attraction is important, because we are attached to our immediate family, but those other emotions have no business there. And let's just say we have muddled this up. So it's about separating it out and knowing the difference between lust and attraction and attachment, and knowing where you are. Love can also be accompanied by jealousy and erratic behaviors and irrationality, along with a host of other less than positive emotions and moods. It seems that our friendly cohort of hormones is also responsible for the sides of love, which to me comes in when we don't love ourselves. So it's about loving ourselves and keeping up all of the dopamine and all of those wonderful, and the oxytocin, all those wonderful, yummy hormones that our brains release for loving ourselves. So the secret to self-love is to love yourself unconditionally. You need to form a loving relationship with yourself. The relationship you have with yourself is the most important relationship you will ever have. You've got you. Remember, you are a unique being. You might as well be you, because everyone else is taken. And the key to love is loving yourself and then sharing that love of self with others and creating the space to be and receive and allow love back. So being happy with yourself, being satisfied, feeling successful, and being at peace with who you are the key components to loving yourself. So how can you expect anyone to love you if you don't love yourself? You are listening to the Feel to Heal show with Sharyn Nichols, and we are talking about love. And when we come back from break, we're going to talk about some of the things that you can do for yourself to increase your own self-love. See you back in a minute.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols Show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Feel to Heal show with Sharyn Nichols, and today's topic is about love. And the secret to self-love is to love yourself unconditionally. It is your primary life relationship. It is who you are. So before I went to break, I said we're going to come back and we're talking about things that you can do for yourself to increase your own self-love, love of self. Not selfish or selfless, self. Bringing any of these things into your life will increase and expand your green emerald light. Appreciation. Appreciation of who you are, what you do, and what you stand for. Appreciate all the good things. Don't hide them away. It's okay to let your guard down and let people in and accept the compliments. You are unique, so please let your light shine brightly. Acceptance. Acceptance of yourself. Please stop comparing yourself and let go of the expectations that you place on yourself and accept you for who you are, the way that you are. What others think of you is absolutely none of your business. You don't need to know. And if others can't accept you for who you are, the way that you are, then you don't need them or want them in your life. And they don't deserve, yes, I'm using that word, to be in yours. Embrace who you are, including all of your imperfections, including your humanness. It took me a really long time to get to this one. I love being human. I don't like my faults all the time, although continuing to expand and grow and accept myself with all of my shortcomings has absolutely made it so much easier to be me and show up as me. And again, I know I've said this before, if I can do it, so can you. There is no right way or wrong way. Just show up as yourself. And if you put your foot forward, your best foot forward, and you show that you love you, oh God, I would just breathe a sigh of relief. So embrace who you are and your imperfections, and then accept the things that you cannot change about yourself. And if you can change something, take the action and be courageous. Kindness to yourself. You are not your mistakes or your trials and your tribulations. Spend time with yourself. Forgive yourself. Treat yourself as you do your best friend. I have a friend who used to say to me when I was being a little bit self-deprecating, stop being mean to my friend Sharyn. So please stop being mean to my friend. What would you tell your friend who is being hard on themselves? So reframe your negative talk that you have going on. Stop it. It's not serving you or supporting you. It's actually blocking your own ability to love yourself. Be with people who make you happy. Go to places that also bring you joy. Marie Kondo, only hold on to things that bring you joy, that bring you love, however you want to interpret that. Because beating yourself up, feeling guilty, isn't going to work. So get out of your head, stop beating yourself up, and stop feeling sorry for yourself. Because if someone treated you as you would treat yourself, you would kick them out of your life. You wouldn't keep them around. So stop being mean to yourself. Self-love. More on this. Taking care of yourself, looking after yourself, eating right, getting enough sleep, taking pride in your appearance. Wear sweatpants only when appropriate. Exercise, move your body, because we know what exercise does. It releases, again, all these positive hormones into our systems that only makes us feel good. So move, live, enjoy. Take care of yourself. The self-care. Self-care leads to self-love. Self-love is self-care. They equal back and forth. If we were going to create a mathematical equation. Another thing, value your contribution to the world. What are you passionate about? Live your purpose. If you are so busy taking care of everybody else, please make time for yourself to fulfill your passions, to fill you up so you feel satisfied, successful, and peaceful. So the question is, what actions are you now taking for yourself, for your purpose and your life's journey? Another thing for self-love, daily gratitude. I think I started off today's show with referring to how grateful I am for all of the incredible humans and animals that are in my life, for all the love, the unconditional and even conditional love that I receive, because I can handle it. Because if it's conditional, it's coming from someone else, and I can then choose whether I want to live up to those conditions, and I can still love unconditionally, even if their conditions are placed on me. So keep a journal, write down what you're grateful for. Sometimes I write things that I'm grateful for in the evening and sometimes in the morning. It just depends. It's all what works for you, because there is no right way or wrong way. This is your life. You always get to choose. And last but not least, in terms of a suggestion as to things that you can do for yourself to increase your own self-love, is help others from the bottom of your heart. Helping others always makes us feel good and always makes us feel better. I know for myself, when I am not feeling good about myself and I walk into a session, either virtually or live, and I can just get out of my own head and let go of all of these thoughts that are keeping me so stuck and not focused on love. I can just be and just serve from a place of love and give from a place of love. You know that you can always try acting out, try carrying out acts of kindness. They do always work if you're coming from a place that's here, from this green light. Share the green light. A random act of kindness, the green light that emanates from your heart. So, what does all of this mean? Love is in our heads and in our bodies, just like fear. It's why I did a heart-opening meditation, so you can experience love of yourself and for others. Oh, sorry, I just had to sigh. Why is it that we block love? Why are we so afraid sometimes to say, I love you? Why do we get so caught up in fear and judgment? Oh, if we could only just let it go. You have the ability to untangle those knots that you create for yourself. Just always bring it back to love. And when you're confused, not sure, ask, what would love do? What would love do? We must give love and allow ourselves to receive love without any fear or judgment. As far as I know, I didn't find this anywhere on the internet. No one has actually died from saying I love you or from allowing themselves to be loved. I'm just going to exhale and receive a breath and then exhale again on that one. No one has died from saying I love you. If you've just tuned in, you're listening to the Feel to Heal show with Sharyn Nichols, and today's show is all about love. And when we come back from break, I'm going to tackle it even more. We're going to keep talking about love because I have some other fun things to share. See you back in a minute or two.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols. at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Feel to Heal show with Sharyn Nichols. And just before break, we were talking about love and self-love. And now I want to talk about all the things that love is with regards to what I do for myself when I am so stuck, because I get all caught up in my own mental knots. And in order for me to undo them, I have a bunch of decks of cards that I work with. And one of them is by Colette Baron Reid. And according to Colette Baron Reid, love is without conditions. It is respectful, mindful, sees all life as sacred, and acts in accordance. Love reminds us that this planet is a living being. Love is the very essence of the divine, and it sees the divine in others. You are the divine. You are one with the one. Love. Love is. And you get to fill in the blank. Love is the fuel that keeps us all going. Love is what we need. Love is my life lesson. Love is the school that I am in of life. Love is in my fingers. I think 70% of us are in the school of love, and we all can learn from love. And it's about letting go of the tomato fear of getting up and having tomatoes thrown at us if we're standing on stage. This was a big thing that I needed to get over in order to do this podcast. The show was because I was so afraid that I was going to be thrown the virtual and literal tomatoes that I don't know what, I'm not even going down that road anymore. Just saying it was a big hurdle for me to get over. I love love. I love the idea of love. Green is everywhere in my house, my room, most in this painting. This is love. This is the jewel of love. It's always a reminder. Constantly, we need reminders because our minds are so incredible and they take us off track. So I have an incredible friend and mentor, and her name is Star Ladin, and she created an incredible book with a deck of cards, and it's called What Would Love Do? How to Live from Love. So before the show, I picked a card for all of us. First, I picked one for myself because I knew that in and of itself was wonderful and beautiful. And then the one that I picked, I'm going to put on my glasses for this. The one I picked for all of us. First, I want to talk a little bit about Star and why she did these cards. She believes that our feelings are messengers to us because we are not our bodies. Our bodies are just an overcoat atop our true natures, which is always love, and it resides in our hearts. Love, love. This is why our hearts are so powerful and why she personally keeps choosing the journey of love. It feels good to spread love, and it doesn't feel good to spread anger or other negativities. I purposely didn't want to talk about the thin line between love and hate, because that probably will be another show. I just wanted this to all be about love. Now back to Star. So these cards are an antidote to our problems and help us build a mindset and a heart set in which to approach those problems with the greatest problem solver in the universe, love. So her philosophy: the world needs more love, period. That's it. Any problem that she's had that she's approached with love made her and those on the receiving end of her intention of love feel better. So I chose a card. And this is what I chose for all of us. All those listening, all those that I love, all those who love me, all those sharing their green emerald light with everyone. Assertiveness. Assertiveness is speaking honestly about your thoughts, feelings, and desires while still considering others. The virtue of assertiveness allows us to express ourselves honestly, take responsibility, negotiate productively, and progress to win-win-win outcomes while still taking into account how others work and feel. So when we are assertive, we are expressing our truth. Assertiveness is basically expressing the truth with logic and accuracy. It's factual. Assertive thinking invites us to own and fix. It's a way for us to see the possibilities instead of thinking, once I fix this, I'll be happy. Assertiveness opens a door and invites us to turn it around and ask for what we want instead of waiting for life to just happen to us. Love. Assertiveness is fueled by love for the others around you. When you have to communicate your desires and they are misunderstood or you need to be heard, you assert your power by just requesting what you need. Assertiveness is the antidote to shyness, bashfulness, apprehension, meekness, timidness, coyness, reticence, restraint, passivity, defenselessness, sheepishness, and weakness. What would love do? What would assertiveness do? What am I willing to do? What would love do is always the question to the answer that you're looking for. Please join me next week for our show on the 4 levels of consciousness. Do you feel connected to the world around you? I'm going to talk about how you can tap into your own consciousness and how you can expand your own sense of self. Now that we've talked about fear and let go of that, and now that we've talked about how we can bring in more love, what would love do? So we're going to talk about consciousness. Have a great week, everyone. I'm so grateful for you all. Peace, love, and satisfaction. And as always, you might as well be you, because everyone else is taken. Until next week, with so much love and gratitude. Bye for now.
Thank you for choosing to listen to the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show. Sharyn Nichols will return next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, give up the struggle, feel all you need to feel, and make this week your best one yet.